They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now Darnold. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. DeForest Buckner with a sack, the former number 7 overall pick.
Sacked there by DeForest Buckner. Boy, was he big news around the draft in 2020 when the Colts traded their 13th overall pick for him. He absolutely solidifies their defensive front. Great interior pressure that they haven't been able to exhibit in recent seasons.
Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. A shotgun snap for Darnold. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Corey Coleman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. He's got it, and the Jets lead 7-0.
Jets 7, Colts nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Rivers going to bring the Colts up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Marlon Mack, his first carry of the game, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
He was brought down.
Avery Williamson there to make the stop.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Out of the gun, here's a give to Mack. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
Ball carrier. He was brought down by Marcus May. A 1-yard gain brings up 3rd.
A play fake to Mack, now Rivers. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road, so getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
It's a gain of 7.
Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Back at the 39-yard line.
For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Darnold to his tight end Herndon, 1st down New York.
11 on the play.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
Darnold completes it, and he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
Complete to Chris Hogan.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now they'll try the sweep with Bell. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 16-yard line. That's the end of the first quarter with the score Jets 7, Colts nothing.
Second and 11. Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. A give to Bell. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal.
Carry there by Le'Veon Bell, and he's just trying to get back to the form he exhibited in Pittsburgh when he was one of the top backs in the NFL. In 2019, though, no games over 100 yards rushing, and only 3 games with 20 or more carries. The more he touches it, the more effective he is.
Now Bell. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. It'll be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Le'Veon Bell, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
And the offense at the line and set to go. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Rivers hands this one to Mack. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Patrick on Watson.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, Rivers. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
20-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts. DeForest Buckner picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. His throw incomplete. The intended target was Corey Coleman for 3rd down here.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
The Jets on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 17. Darnold from the gun. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And mark him down. Way up close to the 40 at the 39.
A gain of 26 yards. And a Jets 1st down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the pistol, it's Bell. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Darius Leonard blew that play up.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play. 2nd and 14.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Third down.
The Jets on third down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Back to throw, Darnold. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46.
A gain of
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Now it's Darnold. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Darnold. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46.
And it's 3rd down.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth, and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rivers. Catch made here by Campbell. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 27 yards there, a first down.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And this one's incomplete. Trying to get that one to his running back, Marlon Mack. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Now Brissett, the backup, his first throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. They'll throw again. Brissett. And he fires one that's intercepted. Quincy Wilson with the INT. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. So that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And he's got room. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Le'Veon Bell with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good size lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way. I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
Darnold on 1st down. Throw complete to Herndon. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
After the penalty, it's Bell.
Number 20.
Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
It's 2nd and 8 at the Colts 16-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Darnold. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Darnold. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
3-yard attempt.
Fickens' kick is good, and the route is on. It's 24-0. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will. I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Brissett on 1st down. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. That catch good for only a couple.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 23-yard line.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. On play action, Brissett. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The play began back at the 23, and they pick up 23. On 1st down, it's Hines, and he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. That one definitely helps as they try to push the ball down the field here, trailing early in the 3rd quarter.
And even though they're trailing, not abandoning the running game. People may call it an adjustment. I think it's just much more sticking to what works for you and continuing to have faith in it. And the running game is starting to pay off.
Rivers now to throw on 1st down. That's complete to Marlon Mack. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll run it out of the gun with Mack. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
He hasn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
54 mark, 54 mark. Check, walk 54, walk 54.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And he's